This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio. This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on
Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. The spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
You are welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not corrupt. I said no one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not corrupt. With the promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So
happy good evening, and we like to say welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia discussions. We're coming to you via YouTube, Facebook Live, and our own website, the Bottom Line Liberia. And we are here tonight. Paul the Lord Chiriple, Abbott Moe, and Linford Guer is my name, and we will bring you the issues as they occur, and we will be giving you our own perspectives on what you may have already heard or seen. So we want to say welcome to you, gentlemen, and how is your days or your how has your week or your days been? Because the last time we were here was on a Friday, and today is Tuesday, so a few days has elapsed. So probably something interesting has happened.
First of all, I will go.
Yeah, our good. Like, you from far away from us. We are in Europe, you are on the other side. So
yeah, generally, I want to thank God for life. The day and nights have been coming. It's good. The weather not yet bad to us. It a bit chilling down, but we still like today. I think we are in the 70s in Chicago. The weather is good. The electioneering period here is turning hot. We are seeing various polls marching equality and little slight difference, and predictions are coming. Like Trump will win the election, and the Democrats may not take it. They could bring a lot of what we call in Africa yobo, but there are strong hope from Democrats and supporters that Trump will be defeated at the polls. So it's very interesting period. We're waiting for about 51 more days to election.
okay, Paul.
Well, it's been good. First of all, I want to say thanks to the Almighty God for being among the living. And also, I will say to our viewers, for those that are following us, welcome to the bottom line. Yeah, the week have been good. If you can see me now in my jumper, just tell you that the good summer have finished. We're going back into the cold, long season. And I wish I was in Liberia to enjoy the sunshine. So, yeah, things have been good. How your end?
Okay. From my side, I don't know. The Scandinavian weather, you cannot describe it. It's been raining since, I think, all the weekend. It was raining throughout, and yesterday it was raining. Even this morning it was raining. And I live right by a small river here. And I usually monitor, because last year we had it just 5 meters away from us. It overflowed its bank. And last year, the relief workers, military, the police, and everybody else had to come, and they had the same bags, and we were all laying there. So every time it's raining at this time, I always wake up and monitor, because so it was raining, and then everybody was dressed. It was cold in the morning. Everybody got ready, even dropping the kids at kindergarten. We have to dress them all from head to toe. But guess what? 10 o'clock, from 10 o'clock until until around this evening, the weather turned to summer, my brother. So people who had jackets and tea, everybody was wearing it on their waist. So, this is how it happens here. But this is the Scandinavia. The scene where the people wake up one morning, they happy, they laughing, smiling. The next 5 minutes, they all sad, like you're been fighting war, they can't talk to nobody. So, but it's good to be among the living, like Paul said, and a lot of things are happening around the world, and good ones, bad ones, and that's what keeps the world going. So we want to welcome those of you joining us for the first time. If this is your first time joining us, this program is the Bottom Line Liberia, where we do not inflict anything, we do not lie, we do not say anything that is not true, we do not abuse people. We may have our personal opinions about issues, but we do it civilly. So if you're joining us, we ask you to share the show. Tag your friend and give them the link and let them join. And we also encourage people to write in the chat box your views, and if you have any questions you can ask. If we have the time, we'll answer it. If we're able to answer it, that is, uh, and stuff like that. So we welcome all of you. And for tonight, we have some things on our table. Paul and Albert will have things on our table because tonight, um, Paul, you will be driving us through. Just tell us what will be the first topic on the agenda this morning, this evening. You know, when I say morning, I also imagine that there's people elsewhere, like in Asia, they are in the morning now, and so you know we are in between. We are between the west and the east. So it's in the night here. It's also in the evening in the west, and it's in the morning in the west in the east. So you know we are in between. So sometimes we'll intermittently say good morning, good evening, or whatever. So consider us. So Paul.
Yeah, we'll look at the story from the U.S. Investment group that wrote things on Liberia, and that story is quite interesting. They actually expose Liberia. This is the story we'll be looking at. Low human development indicator, expensive, unreliable electricity, poor roads, pervasive government corruption, sustained investment, development. This is a U.S. 2024 investment climate statement they wrote on Liberia. Interesting read, and this is on front page Africa. It's something that we need to dive into.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. So
and I think for the listeners, probably they can't read the entire story. So we just probably try to read one or two paragraphs and get the main meat of the story out. But about just before we go to the story, we're hearing about the U.S. investment climate, and they have given us some description of what Liberia looks like, what the situation in Liberia looks like, the economic situation, the human development indicators, uh, you know, the entire economy. They're saying that the human development indicators of Liberia is very low. Okay, it means people's life are not developing, it's not increasing. I mean, nothing substantive is happening, and expensive electricity, and at the same time unreliable. You pay high money for that electricity, but you don't enjoy it. The roads are poor. The pervasive government corruption constrains investment and development. And when you talk about pervasive, it's something that is sustained, something that is, you know, it exists, it continues.
Strong corruption.
Yeah, and like
Rising corruption.
Yeah, it's just it's existential. It's always there. It cannot finish. So, but we'll be diving into that story. But is there anything on your mind, Abba, as we dive into this story? Does this story click anything on your mind?
Well, this is our historic, and we say our history and tradition of France. But I know it more than that. Our brother country in the world, one that we always cry to at the last moment of things, or when we are jammed to the wall, the place that most of us depend on for everything, the news, all the things that we know to be the good things in the world. Now, it is a national belief that Liberia will always be supported by the United States. However, in recent times, the United States has been making strong moves to warn Liberians to do it better for their people. So this is one of the movements. After a long 8 months of taking over from a very bad administration as being perceived or reported, or as they were known before the election, that this report showed that it's like nothing had actually shaped any difference in Liberia in terms of any form of improvement. You know, casually we hear it on the social media. We feel that people are inflicting, they report their own expression, but this is a professional institution. I don't think they're in favor of any particular person in Liberia. So this is the fate, the status of our country. If you and I look at the social media, the report from the roads, this and that, even in recent time, the Honorable Yeke Kolobat showing Nima County and other people showing other places. So it looks very hopeless when you look at the country, because the child will walk, we understand, but the child should start crying. Then you get happy that sooner or later that child will soon stand and hold. But it seems like the approaches of the government not moving anything in Liberia, but the same rampant corruption is increasing in every aspect. The legal era, the legal era is corrupt. Even the government is the functionaries are corrupt. The reporting system seems very corrupt because they don't say anything very true to us. Even the pronouncement from the executive mansions are times so conflicting. You know whether there is a president sitting at the executive mansion.
Okay,
so that's our traditional friend report on Liberia. I think something serious is going very wrong in Liberia.
Those are some of the things that form the meat of the program tonight. We'll definitely do that hour. It's good that you at least you pointed out a few of these things, you outlined some of that. Paul, if you do me a favor, but I'm not being prompted. I'm not getting the alert from the show, so I can share it. So if you can share it in WhatsApp, I can copy the link from there and share it also on my contacts. So,
okay, let me do that now while we
talking. I'm gonna read a portion of that story just to give the readers the opportunity to know what we're talking about here. Okay, so that we wouldn't just be talking in thin air. Now, this thing has to do with the entire economy, and it's a whole bundle. It's a whole bundle. The human being they're living like, let me put it the simple Liberian way before we go. The human being that are living in Liberia, all the things that they're supposed to enjoy, all the things government supposed to do for us, that's what the people talking about here. That
I tell you,
that's some kind of group. They group here in our Unity Party group, in our ANC group, in our CDC group, in our no political party group in Liberia. In fact, they are not even Liberian. That's the U.S. Investment Climate Statement. It's called the RCS. People, they know nobody in Liberia to say, oh, my man, go and restaurant for us. But instead, they remember that the Americans got an embassy in Liberia, and they look at everything that we do. They observe everything. Even some of the same people you're going to go sit down in the club and drink. They are the agents for these people. Because they send no kind of people there among us. They sit down with us. We don't know them. They will be our own people they're using. We don't even know them. Then they study what we're doing, how we do things. So the story says low human development indicators, expensive, unreliable electricity, poor roads, pervasive government corruption, constrained investment and development. That is the U.S. 2024 Investment Climate Statement, the RCS. And it goes further. Sorry. The story, the main meat of the story goes further to say that the U.S. in this year's report described Liberia's economy. That's what I told you. Everything about the country. Liberia's economy. When they talk about economy, they talk about the money, the food, all the things they will get to sell, all the things they will get to buy. Everything they put into one they call economy, which was severely damaged by more than a decade of civil wars that ended in 2003 as slowly recovering, but added that the country has yet to attain pre-war levels of economic development, and corrupt misgovernance continues to hinder growth, investment, and job creation. You heard you heard what they said? They said Liberia, even though Liberia fighting war for almost 14 years, the war finished, but it's slowly coming up. It's not moving fast. Okay? And the reason it's not moving fast to come to what they call a pre-war level. That is the time, before the war came. Now, where we are now, we are post-war. That is after the war. Okay, so you can see that before war, all the bad things happened. We all were suffering, all the horses broke down. But after the war, we need to reverse. We need to go back to pre-war. That is before the war. So we can be what we were before. Again, as we talk, we'll be explaining to our people. Again, I wore my clean clothes. They are walking in the arena, or they're walking at slave for anymore. Then everybody expecting me to go back and change and then wear clean clothes again, be like how I was. But instead of doing that, I still rolling in the mud. In fact, the part of the clothes are a little bit clean, and I rub it all in the mud. I dirty a pig. So what happening to Liberia? We fought war, yeah, we all agree. But then after the war, yeah, we're supposed to say the war finish. We need to start building the horses, lay your blacks, do everything. So far, that's the introduction of the story. They're telling us that after the war, we're not doing anything to go back to the place we used to be before the war. What do you think about that?
Hey, this report, it just summarized the whole country. And this is the song that Liberians all around the globe have been singing. Why is it that we seen it and we know about it, we become legislature, we go back by stealing from the people? I need to add something else. What the people say, they summarize it in practice. The government does little to encourage investment in Liberia. That's one. Business leader reports it as difficult to meet with government representatives to discuss new investment or policy to address climate change unless bribe are offered. You get that? It's the same old steady. A weak legal and regulatory framework, lack of transparency, contract award, widespread corruption also define foreign direct investment. The government official view foreign investment as an opportunity for short-term growth rather than partnering in creating long-term growth for the benefit of the country. Corruption at the highest level. This is Liberia.
Okay. So, but there are a few things we'll pick up on here to discuss. The talk about corruption. Corruption part, we need to talk about it because the thing here is part of us now. And somebody was saying the only way we get
why I hate it,
yeah. No. Wait, I know it's not good to say that, but that's a reality. Because who will we try? What we haven't done about corruption? The war we're talking about. What brought it? I seen thing called corruption. 1980, they killed the whole president. They said that corruption. He was corrupt. Then they turned around, they grabbed 13 ministers, leaving him up in that were not saying nothing. Broad day, they didn't kill any there, they didn't kill any secret. Broad day, they put it up. So when they kill them, then other people see and say, oh, they think that party will not do it. They put the people broad day. I was small, but I still know we were playing football right in Ministry of Information, yeah, between the commerce, someone at commerce, something, man. Yeah. Chamber of Commerce and Ministry of Information, yeah, there, right behind the new police station, we were not there yet. They killed the people broad day. We started football, ran there to go see. I went in that land 3 or 4 different times. Look at the people. They are just killing them. Everybody saw it. So we our children were scared that if you do something in like drug or corruption, they'll kill you. But the same people who kill people, they turn around, they did the same thing. So when we say that corruption is part of us, not that we appreciate it, but it's the thing. And I heard somebody somewhere on someone at talk show say the only way we can get rid of corruption is to get rid of all the people in Liberia. So they will kill all the people, or who they will kill them somewhere else. That means we got to bring new people in Liberia. So there are a few things we'll pick up on to talk about. So the first thing, the people highlighted low Human Development Indicator. What does that tell you, Albert? You live in one of the countries with the highest human. In fact, they are the ones conducting. Not that America is heavy on earth, or not that Great Britain is heavy on earth, or Norway is heavy on earth, but the people, they set that standard that everybody will have what is needed in life to live. So what
yes, in terms of human standard or living standard, everybody may not live. I'm speaking in terms of being in the United States. Everybody may not live in the same area, or we got area here that we look at, say, that rich people area.
Yeah,
so
it's
like
everywhere.
everybody will not go to California to live. When you move into California, you should have a job like a 6-figure or more. Okay, but the interesting part of life here is everyone will be able to see electricity. You will have coal and hot water system wherever you live. Okay, you will have the means to apply for job. Okay, you could be employed if you want to work, and you work, you will be entitled to medical benefit from work. You may not go to the same private room that George Bush could go to, but you will be in the hospital and caretaking. Even at the point of emergency care, the police or whoever picks you up from the street, they can take you to any hospital. You cannot be rejected. The bill will be forwarded to the state. Now, everyone has safe and clean drinking water access. Everyone has access to provisional stores. Everyone has access to a visible market area for you to go and get your daily food. But whereas our national government does not really know whether the marketeer is able to commit, how the vegetables and stuff get to the market, how the garbages are removed from the street, no organized system in any city. Everything is in violation against humanity. For example, I've been crying on something very personally. And I'll bring it on this show as I speak now. Like, we got a rule, a constitutional rule, where our president is supposed to live in Liberia with a higher security. But nowadays, nobody want to live in the mansion. And any of the president, when they get there, they go in the poor community and disrupt the community peace and stability. If you go in Liberia now, where Waka lives, they're removing. The neighbors are being removed. The area are being blocked. If you go where the ex-president was living, he diverted the people moving into their personal homes, the bracket, and they are in the same area. Now, Joe, we are moved on 9th Street to one of his properties. And that area is still black. Waka is not doing the same thing. So, no rule of law, because only the city government of any city within Liberia should have the right to discuss with the community what will take place in this community, and not any individual, not the president of Liberia, to decide to go live to his personal house, but other people around that area should be removed. Okay? So when such a report, it just present the actual life that is going on in Liberia. No creation of jobs. You don't even care to look at the statistics. The other day we heard here that the only post that they had, they raised $5 million for giving foreigner jobs. So my question to that report, who has the job in Liberia? Or these foreigners are getting down on our soil and they are going into our forests to deplete our natural resources without control. These are the people that job permit were given to. Because people say all over Liberia in the interior, there where the Chinese are. Are these the people the Ministry of Labor is referring to in Liberia that provided jobs when our own people are not working? So this report is very essential. Because if any other group has said it, Liberia will not believe it, but this is a group from the United States of America. The country that stands by all in more cases.
Is this here America? When anything happens, still go to America. So they guys know it's not true.
Yeah.
But I want to touch something again. Like I said, we'll be picking up bits and pieces and talk about it. You talk about like in the Western world where you and I live, everybody got what almost is necessary to live. In Norway, yes. If I just go stand outside there and yet see what I did, somebody asked me, well, if I say I'm very sick, I can't make it, they'll call the ambulance. I will share a quick short story with you. In Sweden, when I first came to Europe, in Sweden, that's the bedroom we are doing like Europe. Sorry for my expression. When you go, then you say that malaria. I go tell the police I get malaria. I mean, 3 ambulances key for I alone. 3. Why?
Yeah, they heard a call. Everybody rushing to come pick you up.
Yeah, I said because they call the major hospitals. So the 3 of them, one of the hospitals very close to us. So when they came, they went and they got a key for the timing. I said, I just saw myself quickly they grabbed me, they tied me on the bed while we were pulling out of the yard. When they opened the fence for the pull out of the yard, then the other ambulances were arriving. We need to find out that I get no malaria, I get nothing. And I said, remember what the doctor told me. The guy told me, as long as you live in Europe here or in Sweden, never ever say you get malaria. Never ever. Because I think you kill people. In my heart, I say, look, the thing we're in Liberia we used to, that when they bought talking say you can kill people. But let me tell you, I want to mention about electricity. Paul, in this age and time, I mean, we're not in 1940, we're not in 1950, even 1950. Liberia or having Moreau or having light, not Liberia, but Moreau or having light.
It was Shama.
Yeah, Shama.
Shama was there.
Then they came out and say PUA. Okay?
Yeah.
I said what that word. That word
yeah. Public Utility Authority.
Yeah. So in 2024, electricity, the Americans or this group, the RCS is describing Liberia's electricity as unreliable and very expensive. So it's very dubious. Something that you won't get, something that is not stable, they are very expensive. Tell me, Paul, in 2024, which country, 177 years old, even countries that will fought for in the region, in the whole
use United States dollars,
to the point where we go to Ivory Coast to ask them to give us electricity, then we cannot pay. Talk to me, Paul.
You know, Linford, is the situation with Liberia is just a sad situation, but I will take you back to the late 70s when we were, I think I was in elementary school, so I can remember vividly, and up to the 80s, which my eyes became open. Do you know that we have some sort of running water, electricity, until the Doe era when he started paying back American debt before we started having little problem with someday current will go and come say Christmas before it started going up and down. We had running water, we had electricity. There were I don't know, because the population at the time in Mosserado County was so small, so we have all of these things in place until the coup took place before things started going bad. Africa Coast is just next door to us. Guinea is just next door, and Sierra Leone. Could you imagine that even if you wrote somebody a letter from the UK to Sierra Leone, they would hand deliver that, the postman would hand deliver that letter in a person hand, because everywhere have address that you can, they have horses, have numbers. Liberia, I don't know, it's just a complete failed state. I would put it this way. For us to be the oldest on the continent and yet to have serious running water and electricity, is a failed state. Why am I saying this? You have all, how many rivers that we studied in Liberia, from St. John River, the St. Paul River, the Kavala River, Imana River, you just name all the rivers, and we still today suffering for electricity that is so expensive for people to live. Something might be fundamentally wrong with us. Now, in this report, the legislatures, they say they're not open for business. They use it to steal. So it means the 103 legislatures that will have the hijack the country, we will never develop. So we're not going nowhere. Take their salary. If you normalize their salary, we can build so many dams in that place. We have supply electricity. Look at the speaker budget. Look at the pro tem budget and the president budget. Take that away. You know how many hydro we can build? So it's a failed state. It's a complete failed state. This is where they reported in Liberia go nowhere. We're a failed state.
You know, in the report, somewhere from where to the top there, or in the story, not a report, I haven't read the entire report. It's just a story that I'm reading. Somewhere from where to the top, it mentioned about Liberia being input based. In other words,
Yes.
most of the things we use in Liberia, we import it down to few, down to most of the food we eat. Imagine, Paul, you mentioned river, that we can even we stay even importing sardine. Can you imagine? Sardine? Oh, I remember when I was a small boy, the late J. Samuel Mehta, former Internal Affairs Minister, was my foster father. So we had a farm on the highway going to Banga, Tottenham Farm. And I remember we used to go on the farm some holidays, on vacation. And the farm is right on the road. And if you ever heard, any of you ever heard, they say, are you dead like Guinea cowboy? Have you heard that word before? They used to have these small tankers. I still remember vivid because I saw this thing more than 3, 4, 5 years. They used to come certain time, I don't know whether 2 quarterly or every 6 months or how many they used to come. They got these small tankers with something like all digital head, the tanker attached to it. So now about 20, 30 of them will come. They will be in line. They leave Guinea. They come into Liberia for fuel to carry it back. That's how good Liberia was. Now we were supplying countries like Guinea with fuel. So when they say you tell the Guinea cowboy, those boys will be on a truck for the 1 week or 2 weeks, they're on a highway. Imagine the quota routes will start to Totota, that's what I'm talking about. So from Totota going to Banga all the way to Ganta to Yekepa, where they used to pass. From Guinea, they cross through Yekepa and come. They can spend so now almost 2-3 weeks on the road. They not shower, nothing. I said, no, when the border come, when they're talking, the next time you know the human being, when they are opening a baby, then you can see the teeth when they're talking. But they take it from head to toe. So if you ever heard our Guinea cowboy. So this is how good Liberia was, where we were helping our neighbors. But to the point where we reversed. And then, you know, it's like you big canopy. You go in ahead and yeah, big canopy, come back straight way behind. You know, you are at the head of the line, then come back behind. That's what happened to us.
And nowhere for you to come in from.
Yeah,
Or,
it's sad.
Yeah,
really sad. But
no way. So
but
you see, our the last time we on the program, you mentioned something and said Liberian New Revolution, and I tend to agree with you because why is it that you have group of people that were hungry in Zinho say, I serve a community leader. I'm going in there to do something. They get in there, they start running SUV car they never rode before in their life, and they forget about the people completely. These are the people today now encouraging the bad behavior. What kind of country is that? Linford, you mentioned about the 13 people that were killed. Because I grew up in the area, that morning went to the barrier. I didn't know human being could smell. And up to today's date, that smell is that thing stick up every time I think on it, it's just bad. They killed the 13 people. They turned around and started doing the same old thing. Where are we heading? You see, the report is damaging, and because it's damaging, and this is the reality, the people telling us they're not going to change. The country don't encourage investment, and we're talking about, oh, we're going to China, we're going to get 3 billion on what? The Chinese not going to get.
thank you for bringing in the channel factor. Yeah. You know, we talked about this Chinese thing last week on the show, but again, when I sat down, I listened to several views. I read several views on this thing, and Liberian people we don't learn lesson. You know, we like this quick fix. You know, quick fix. Something happen. If my phone falls apart, give me glue. I put it there, and I think about repairing it. I pull up that tab there. Quick fix, and that's what suffers us. We continue to do what CDC used to call dig hole, cover hole. The IMF, they almost blocking us. We got bad credit. We risk forfeiting any other credit from the IMF. The World Bank, the same thing. Now, so we feel that, okay, send these people, they're constraining us, let's go to China. And thinking that the Chinese, they injure Gabriel, who will just dump whatever you want, the manna falling from heaven, go for it, go get it. Forgetting to know that they say that there is no free lunch. If I call Paul, I say, Paul, I'm come for lunch. Paul will drive from your house. You burn gas. So that lunch will not be free in a sense. Paul got to drive to go back. Maybe Paul will come and eat one plate of rice, but Paul will use $5 gas to come and go. So probably Paul I already paid for that lunch. Okay? There is no free lunch. So for you to believe that Africa, black people, without relating to Asians, Asia never colonized any of us, like America or any other. So if Asia have colonized or China have colonized, and we say, yeah, they better use of black people for long or African people for long, they're feeling sorry for us. But the people come from way on that side. They didn't say they've been suffering. Luckily for them, they got all of that suffering. And you believe somewhere in your head that they will just take that money and waste it on you for nothing? No, my friend, something must be wrong with you. The Chinese, they are very smart people. The people, they are suffering.
Smart and very tricky.
Yeah. No, let me tell you. They say experience is best teacher, right, Paul? The people, the best suffering, so they know. So when they came from that suffering, they say, oh, the thing we're best suffering for, no, it's somewhere. Let's go there. Let's go use our. I mentioned it last time. Yeah. I'm not trying to take all the time on the show, but the last time I said it, you go to America, you go to UK, you go anywhere in Norway, Chinese restaurant everywhere, Chinese town, they're selling fish everywhere. That is seeing Chinese people, we expect to get given that money. Why they get given to their people? There are people that sell everywhere. Okay? So there is something behind this Chinese deal. And if you look at the way the executive mansion is describing this thing, first they put up, they say the government has struck a deal of how many million dollars?
I know it's 3 billion.
Billion.
Yes, 3 billion. Yeah. But the MOU, remember?
Yeah. No, but when they got,
They make carry 50 people, lawyers, everybody involved.
yeah, but I listened to the Chinese guy who was signing the thing. He called it or proposed memorandum of understanding. But our government official, they say, or our executive mansion say, is memorandum of commitment. You know, they make, because commitment, if I commit the marriage, you commit yourself to your partner and say, they dare to us part. But if you went to the church to get married and the pastor asks you, you say, no, we just sign it, that understanding. We just live together. We are not committed. But when so there are two different things that two things. I mean, they attaching two titles to the particular deal. So there is a lot to investigate.
Okay. You said the Chinese man say memorandum of understanding, right?
Yeah, proposed.
And the government say memorandum of commitment.
Commitment.
Okay.
You know, just I think a month ago, we had similar thing that when the people went to South Korea, they came out with a huge proposal that this was going to happen. Have you heard anything about South Korea since then?
Well, no, and I do. For me, I don't want to be like one of the top.
There's a reason why I asked.
Maybe they're working it out.
They're still working it out. Because what happened? This report tells us the country does not encourage investor. And they came back and said, oh, you remember a month, I think 2 months ago, they had Elon Musk talking to the president that I can't bring. Have you heard anything? Because when something is in a pipeline, people will run with it. That's why I'm asking that question.
I agree. But you see, you know, because that question is a bit tricky. I can't say no, I mean, or I don't believe in it, but because the thing is, even what they said is signed in China. Let me tell you, memorandum of understanding, it takes time. I've been heading organizations, okay? I know that when you meet group of people, when you talk, it's not going to happen one day. Look, it's a lot of exchange. That's why.
But live for with the Chinese, anything they do with memorandum of understanding, it does not hold unless you sign a contract with them.
But yeah, that's what I said about.
If you sign a contract, that thing I just elaborate and say fly. That's it.
That's what I was just to say. And you know, the thing what our Liberian people, you can come in anytime you want to. The thing what our Liberian people do not understand, especially supporters of the government, all the people who are so eager to see this country develop one night under Bwaka, is that they don't believe that, or they don't know that a memorandum of understanding will require a lot of discussions. You got to tell people what you can get there. They will tell you what you can, and you'll argue. I mean, not bad argument. Say, look, my man, give me your cell phone. I said, but what you give me? The man say, I'll give you one bag of rice. Oh, but in my mind, I'll eat a bag of rice, finish, and you say, be having my cell phone. So no, you gotta give me something valuable that I'll keep. You'll be on it off, give and take. You know, but like people, the moment they hear the government sign memorandum of understanding, they are trouble finished. They are everything all right now. That's why I was chatting with some group. So I told them, I said, you're dancing all what you play. I said, okay, they sign memorandum of understanding, right? So all your problems finished now. Tomorrow your children will start going to school. He said, but it will take time. I said, that's the point I wanted you to come to. It will take time. It may not work. We saw this thing with George Weah and his Eboma. We saw Eton. We saw all these things. You know, Liberian people, we don't know yet. We haven't gotten there. And this is where we make the biggest mistakes of our life all the time. And at the end of the day, we end up mortgaging the country and we sit down and be slaves on our own land.
One way I seem to understand the statement, it's a warning to the ordinary Liberians that the American society is committed to. They are simply telling us they are not forgetting us as a people or a country. But the people that you put in power to govern you, they are not doing well for you to be a system. So if American institution and American institutions speak up to that level, if for the Western world, so a warning, those of you who rushing there or going there to do business, the climate is not prepared yet. Now, Chinese may not listen to that. They may go ahead. But are you prepared to go Chinese in Liberia? Because you don't abide by law. So the Chinese, they are very clever, smart. You can't trick them. So they will agree and they will use you. You tell them to build a road. They charge you, their road will cost you $2.3 million. And you say, oh my man, look man, we will be able to give you 1.8. The Chinese not say no. They take $1.8 million to the country, a lot of money. But they will pay you the value, the texture of that road will be 1.8. It will not be the 3.5. Nope. People in Monrovia, they saw it in the Jarratown Road. They were building it. Our engineer supposed to tell them the standard of that road. But they didn't do it. Instead, they took money from the people and they expected the people to build the best. They asked the Chinese man, he said, small money, small road.
Bad road.
And he was doing it. You pay bad way, we do it bad way. Now, such a report, we have to be very careful. It's a warning that this present government is not preparing Liberia for Liberia to receive help. So that's why they're running all over the place. Now, when they bring the Chinese memorandum of commitment, memorandum of understanding, they don't define anything to the people. For that you went home recently, right? I have not been there, but people tell me the Chinese are in our villages.
No, yeah, I was the last time I was there was 2016. So,
okay.
What
are they doing there?
That's
if you brought a Chinese construction company, all for those people coming with that company, if it's accepted into the country, they're supposed to be with that construction company. But everywhere, they are looking for mineral resources, underground mineral resources. Even in Monrovia, the people, the dog sand, some kind of sand, they discover whatever in that sand. Up to now, Liberian government cannot say anything. Those people have taken that sand over 500,000 beds from that country. Until the neighbor and living in that area, for the fear of her property, she blew a line. Then the social media went and sent it all over. Now, our government want to say they do not know what's going on right in Monrovia. So we are in a serious mess.
And how you nail it on the head when you say the Chinese do not respect the rule of law. I mean, generally we can't say that, but if you look at the human rights indicators in China, it's very low. Chinese, when they're giving you these loans or this money, they don't attach anything to it like what the West will do. The West will tell you, okay, you got to be clean, you got to have good human rights record, you got to know how to treat your people, you got to do. And this is where they even say, people even accuse the West of saying that when they give you money, they want you to become gay and whatever. But the West said, no. Your country, you don't like gay. But some people in your country, they want to be gay. But then you come into world to help you. And we will respect everybody's right. Whether you're gay, you're not gay, you polygamy, or whatever, respect your right. So if we give you our money, we want you to also respect everybody's right. Then they just jump out. They say, oh, the people say they will give you money, so we can allow people to become gay. No, that's the people condition. since we cannot support ourselves, I can't support myself. I go to Paul, I say, man, Paul, I want to come sleep in your room. Paul says, my man, you want to be sleeping in my Hoya, you kind of bed 6 o'clock. I can say no, because I want to sleep. The only place I can sleep. So if I can sleep 6 o'clock, let me go. And the Chinese, they will not attach anything like that. But the Chinese will say, okay, my man, I go to the Chinese man, I say I want to sleep, so I want to leave it. Say, okay. When I go 6 o'clock, he put me, he say, my man, not time to sleep, what's that? When I come 11 o'clock, he say, not time to sleep, what's that? You get driving up and down. Because no rules. You see, so the Chinese, they will not leave their people and can employ all your people. If they give you $1 million, they will send people who will come and collect at least 200,000, 300,000 of that $1 million.
But the thing is, Linford, the Chinese don't give the money. They come with the infrastructure that you want.
Yes.
And then when they come with that infrastructure, when you cannot pay, then they see something from you.
You see, yeah. And they said they see something from Nigeria, right?
Yeah, they see their aeroplane.
Sometimes in Liberia, I'm still confused. Paul, I don't know. Or about, because, okay, I live in Texas, right? I live in Houston. I will see these Spanish cars. They will start, they fly over this evening. Within 2 days time, you go there, that fly over going far, you almost landing on the other side. I don't know how much it costs. But the people wanted to build one overhead bridge to the ministerial complex and one at, I think, EW Junction or somewhere there. And they say that one of the money that the Chinese give of 20 million. No, in Norway, that money, the guys doing overhead all over the place there. I said on a Labour Party, I said on a committee, and we decided that there's a small road here that in the summer, even in the winter, on the road is so small, 2 cars can meet and one will stop, the other one park. And then people are also walking along the road. Okay, yeah. So we decided that they should build a walking lane along the road, with small space between the walking lane and the road itself, so that they can interfere with the car. Okay, yeah. And that project costs less than it's 4 kilometers. It costs less than $200,000. So try to build over here.
Yes.
And then they say 20 million. I'm like,
and over here, 20 million. What do you need? Steel rod, rock.
And the Chinese agreed to give it. That was Ellington. They agreed to give it. Can you imagine?
The money comes and they take it.
Yeah.
They put it in their private accounts and we pay. Now what Ellen did.
There is nowhere on earth, even in the UK, overhead, just cross from the road, from the other side of the road to the other side, 20 million. Eh?
Yeah.
Linford, they report talk about human development, right?
Yeah.
A country that have a very young population, where the focus should be. I mean, I'm going to link you back to a story here that amazes you. Rwanda, after the Civil War, there are 2 things they pick up: education and health. When the people are healthy, they educated, the country built itself. Liberia, where is the human development? Population that is so useful. Why can you just say, well, let's invest in the young people in all sectors? In the next 10 years, this is the kind of Liberia we'll have.
Yeah, too long. But 3 to 5 years.
Yeah. Why is it so difficult?
They say they teach people how many thousand? You in a country where you don't have electricity, stable electricity, then teaching somebody computer. And what computer? No.
So let me lay on this and come in for the reason why I bring on this thing here. You just talk about the overhead, that construction, engineering. Why can't you just take young people and send them to the very country that you're going to do MOU to get them to learn and come back and start developing the raw material, instead of you say, oh, something that they could do for 200,000, the Chinese charge you 20 million. Think on it.
But something that overhead,
But
the Liberian
let's get it
engineer,
straight. Not even the Chinese charging the 20 million. They are telling the Chinese we need 20 million to do this thing.
yeah, so they will take the money as a
Yes. And they know very well that
they take
that
the money from the
20 million
Chinese.
is, they know
Then they
the 20
use
million is too
they
much
use
for that project. But because
yeah,
they
they
want to
use
eat.
about maybe 800, 500,000. It can't even be 500,000.
Yeah, because I know.
Okay. It can't even be $100,000 to do that, to do one little one. But let's see. The Liberians able to do that. Okay. So to do an overhead, why is it to bend steel raw, to know the kind of steel that's supposed to go there? That one they can do, they can build pedal, they can build BB horses. Come
Yeah,
on
you're
now.
not having car.
You see,
Car traveling that thing. It's really human being. So you cannot see.
the way the guys construct the pedal, they actually build it in a factory, just put it on a vehicle, come and hang it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If
It costs nothing. You can even get it from Norway for cheap.
Okay. You see?
If I get 20 million, I bring it to Norway, I can get 10 of that thing can be constructed in Liberia. 20 million can construct 10 of it.
Let me give you a story regard to some project the government meant to give me, but they failed me until I didn't get it. And this is very interesting story here for our viewers as well. If you go to Morocco now, they have this traffic light. They have solar traffic light. 78 pieces of those solar traffic light around Morovia. You get one at Freeport, you get one at Brian Johnson Street. A different location. The total number of them, that's 78. All of them went down. When President Weah took office, his first July 26th celebration, he wanted all the traffic lights to work because he was inviting a lot of people from around the world. It's superstars and presidents and all that. So he wanted to work. Popular Works said they could not figure out why those traffic lights could not work. So they wanted for the government to give them good lump sum of money for them to send for express to China, for them to come to Liberia. So that happened. It happened that I have done some work for Dr. George Bode. He was in the house at the time. So Dr. Bode called me and said, "Oh, Paul, I got something for you," because he was on that committee that was responsible for energy. So when he called, he said, "Oh, we have the situation and the president wants this done. Is that something you could look into?" I said, "Oh, yes, definitely. I have already done a study on the solar traffic light." So the solar traffic light, there are two things involved. You have a panel box that have an inverter in it. Then you have the battery that actually run the thing. The panel itself, lifespan is 25 years. So the panel had nothing to do with it but the inverter or the battery. So the link always, there was a guy called Claude Langley, who was the operational manager, operational minister at Popular Works. They linked up with him. So when they say, "Oh, it's good you're here," I say, "Yeah, we're a group of Liberians, we engineer, is something that we can look into." So when Popular Works were working with the Chinese, where were the battery buried? Because we checked on the pole, there was no battery. Popular Works started scratching their head, say, "Oh, we don't know, but then we have to investigate." They started playing this, and then some guy was in his office. He heard the conversation. He said, "Oh yeah, he was with them when they did the work." The Chinese actually buried the solar battery 6 feet under the ground, and then what they did, they had a cage with metal plate, so and then they sealed the place so no one could get there. So I said, "Well, this is being stupid." Now the battery ran out, You cannot get there. I mean, you have to bust it. And to be able to get there, we need a hydraulic drill to drill the place to get to the place. We ask Popular Ware, give us to Popular Ware, say to be honest, they don't even have screwdriver before giving us drill. So we must go higher drill to come do the work for them. So I went back to Dr. George Brody and the host committee. When I laid out the story, they said, no, this can't be wrong. They summoned the minister. And then 2 days later, the minister sent me information, say, oh, Mr. Chidope, your company have also been added to the bidding list to carry on the project. I said, I was not bidding for any project. I was only called in because you said there was no expert in Liberia to do this work. That's why I was engaged. So all along, they knew what they were doing. They played some funny game with it. They were looking at up to, I think, something closer to $200 or $2 million plus that they were looking at, something that is quite less than that. Yeah. So that project did not go on. They had a bidding. They created their own company within Popular Ware. It didn't go on. This is Liberia. So they still in a country, we're not going nowhere. I just gave that example that if you invest in a lot of people, things can happen in Liberia, but we refuse a group of projects decide to stay. So that's what the report telling us.
Okay, our next story.
Okay, but German in the next 15, 20 minutes, I'll be leaving you.
Yeah, so that's what we just run on it.
Yeah, running what you want. Now, this is about a budget. And they are saying that Front Page Africa had done a review of the recast budget. They have done an independent review. And this is their opinion. They are saying that the government proposes major cuts on or to war on Kush, agriculture, roads, and Ministry of State's budget. Now, I don't care whether they call money from Ministry of State budget and that one because they see money, they will take it and use it. But few things we got to look at it. The roads. And if you look at the rest, road is one of the arrows there stand for roads. And the president himself said within the first 100 days of his administration, no car will get stuck on major highway, which is a blinking light. Cars are stuck all over the place. Okay. Now the agriculture minister, the Public Works minister, who used to be one of the loudest mouth on the closing argument and even on spoon, said he used $22 million to do or to recondition the unpaved roads. Okay, and I don't understand how do we use that much money to just, because we all know when they talk about unpaved road, the grass will grow or there will be ditches. So you carry a grader, they will grade the road and put mud on it again and cover the holes. And those mud, there's nothing to make it strong. When it rains, it will become what we call in Liberia poto.
Yeah, no rod, no sand.
Yeah. So $22 million. No, when they play with the figures, when they call the names of the figures, it sounds like somebody get talking about peanuts money. I mean, you're talking about $1 million.
United States dollars.
Yeah, million US dollars on conditioning roads. So the government, in my opinion, they fail on that aspect. Agriculture and everything they mention here, or agriculture and road at least, is within that arrest agenda. Then they say they cut a budget on agriculture. Now, remember, a hungry man is an angry man. I'll leave it there. You guys can pick it up.
How are you, Flo?
Well, this report that we just passed through had told us that the government in Liberia failed its people. So somebody told me, somebody tell me they didn't want to use the word arrest or this or that. They were using it as a slogan to campaign, no scientific approach, and The government cannot begin with anything. This is the whole problem. This is the whole problem. So this is a beginning failed administration that will continue to fail. Yeah, our backbone has come to tell the world that the Liberian people aren't ready yet. What they got in Monrovia is not the government. This is heartbreaking because when you say you're going to address situation in the country, you have to approach them one by one to see which one you can first handle. Okay? Why have you arrested? They were talking about getting our properties back that people were taking wrongfully. They started the approaches were wrong, and stopped. The road they went, work that did not cost $1 million, they said it's $20 million. $22 million they used.
Yeah, 22.
22. That whole road, including salary, this and that, it didn't cost $1 million because what material did they buy? No material or ball. The front loaders and caterpillars, they were already on the ground from the previous administration. They only regraded the roads. With one caterpillar driver can do almost 10 miles road per day.
Yeah.
Okay. So why didn't use it? Now no plan. They are not arrested anything. Nothing is really tackled. Agriculture in Liberia. After 1 year, you will see the sign of growth. Okay. Where have they gone? Have they told the people in Sano, the people in Grand Gide, what the agricultural program in Grand Gide will look like? In Riverses, in Lofa, in Nima, nothing. They are not had any discussion with any local group. Okay? I dare them to show proof. Yeah, us now. The people did not see any plan. The United States are not seeing any plan from them. So they say, oh, send anyone help us, we'll go to China. We'll go to the Chinese. Let us sit down there. But when you get sick, don't come here. You must go to the Chinese clinic in Monrovia. Now they are going to China, coming with dubious document, memorandum of understanding, memorandum of commitment. Now, if you bring your memorandum, it has to be certified by Liberian law, legal practitioners before they can go to the legislature. In fact, the technical people, that the engineers, the this and that, all had to make their input before it go before the host, because the host members are not engineers. They will call in an engineer, my man, or gentleman from the Ministry of Power Works or from this. I know they don't have rural development now, right?
No.
Please explain to us what you mean by 10-mile road this. What you mean by this? That's the only way they understand it. So the plan of the government, nobody knows. What the approaches to the arrest, the last time they added something there, they say, what, AAD, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I say AAD, the arrest development for
Arrest development. But where are we starting? Talk about justice. Now, Liberian people are very eager to bring justice to this country. But if you are going to apply a kangaroo system to justice, it will not work, because Liberian people believe in democracy, they believe in justice, they will continue to demand. You can't do selective justice in Liberia. You, Mr. President, you do not have the right to go to the National Bank leadership. Your authority does not extend there. And you say, no, I'm the president. And the horse is sitting down, and the man has sent somebody in the bank. that in the United States and other countries it doesn't work. They will eject that individual from there if he went there. Well, first up, they will issue quick statement. I don't tell the Department of Justice and say nobody entered our building. Okay? Any of the assistant governor there, if they have a found guilty or anything or suspended legally, somebody there will be acting. You cannot take somebody from outside and carry the person there. The president does not have that power. And it's taking place. He didn't have the power to remove the 10 people. And it's taking place.
Something.
So that's why the whole report just said no human improvement. Our corruption is at the central, pervasive. It's sitting at the central, meaning the president involved, everybody involved. So that's where we are. The president has not defined his arrest agenda. He has not told Liberians, technocrats, where we should begin to do this work. Nobody knows. No hay, no tea. It's a Chinese operation.
No hay, no tea. And you see, Linford, please permit me to come in.
Go ahead.
If you look at this, it's a review of recast budget. There was a budget pass. You know, when they use that word recast, then it means they have already tampered with the budget. They all now pocket something. Then they come up with this good language. When the budget was passed, all of those sectors that is mentioned here, they should have received huge lump sum of money to carry out the operation. But why after it was agreed and now they come out and say recast? See what we heading? So the front page and this report here actually go with a March where the American are told that Liberia is now open for business, for investment. So what front page is saying. So you remember the story tell us that they arresting, they ran with aid because it was the propaganda thing used. They were going to get rid of Kush, the drugs. They were going to do all of these things. They were going to arrest people and all that. So Front page is telling they populate equally with Boyka and Kun administration development plan. We're still waiting to have that development plan, not yet. So all the things are running with, there's no development plan. So how, if you don't have a development plan, how on earth will you deliver this thing that you run with called arrest that have not been defined? And I can tell you, I supported Mr. Cummings. Today he have a website in details of how the how, the what, and the how you are going to do it. The website stated there. But they arrest the United Party Alliance. There's no website to show us the detailed plan of what they were going to do. Is now they start developing it. Before they finish developing, it will be in a 3rd year. So they have no agenda for Liberia. So all of these things, like when you cut the chicken hair, the chicken can just be all over the place. This is what they do. So today you're here saying we'll bring War Crown Co. Tomorrow it cancel. We'll free Gloria Mususka. There's another thing. We'll bring in 40 machine. We'll bring a Lolo boxer from Ghana because there is no development plan. We're going nowhere with these people. So they just there to milk. So the budget are passed. They did their little hands over there now a recap. So they cannot spend money. This how I see it. We're going nowhere with these people.
Well, we're going nowhere. We will go. We'll go. But the question is where we're going to. We're going actually, but where are we going is the question. You see, when they fail on major promises that they made, something that formed their agenda, roads, agriculture. And I think these two things are intertwined. You get good road. Every time I drive around Norway, I always think And I talked to this Norwegian woman, jokingly he told me, he said, all the small pieces of road around Norway, if you connect it, can go around the whole world. And it's true. You know, and the other day, me and my wife were driving, and we missed the road. So we just started driving. Then she said, but what we're going? I said, we're going to replay what we're going. She said, how? I said, they road, they're going somewhere. And the people that live into that place can go to the place going. And it's true. They get in a bush, in a forest, they get roads everywhere. I mean, Paul, everywhere in the bush. They're a whole major country. You got only one highway leading from one place to another. Look at, here you go. So then, look, what is wrong with us? From Banga,
No plan.
from where Riverside, let's say from Banga, all the way to Monroe, I only one highway. From Sandy Creek, from Grand Island, I only one highway. Suppose the black that, suppose we fight a major war with another country, they can't black that road. Where else you will pass?
But now, how
Let me ask something. If you cut St. Paul's River, break the bridge, the people on our side, they will go to Sierra Leone. They will not come to Morocco anymore.
You see, and that's it. But in fact, Paul, that question I'm asking, it happened to us, 1994, when Banga fell. We were into that. Taylor and the other group went to Ganta. So we were isolated. And Ulimo in Kagata, we into that, and the oil right, the in Banga. So we're there in the middle. You see it? You see how Tinyara is it? So
yeah, you're between the Rocky War.
Yeah. So we're there. We're living by the grace of God. You see it? So you see. The thing is, people are not prioritizing, and Liberia is too old for us to be talking about these things. But when people talk it, they will think, say, oh, you know, you'll get a government chance, you'll do like a government. But this same thing, and these same people, look, if it was a different party doing this thing, we'll talk so, the Liberian way. But Unity Party, that were in government, in power for 12 years, they left, they came for 6 years, we are there. They sat down and according to them, they saw all the loopholes, you know, to the point where the president is traveling to China with over almost 40, 50 people. When they were the same people condemning the same we are administration, just not even 1 year, but a few months ago. I mean, look, how in the hell you carry all the people? Let me tell you, the Chinese, they are not stupid. You go and pay for money. They kill a whole group behind you. You got to feed them, they got to eat. You got to get paid down. So they posted about when you coming to pay. It's like good and children are going to go ask for jumping medicine. When they got there, go to them and sleep. In the morning, I'll see. So in the morning, go children and start jumping all around the house. On the end of the country where they got built, then they miss something small thing right. The go children and start jumping. So goes about when you're looking for jumping medicine, but you know that you can jump already. So why you need a jumping medicine for? You just go back. You see it? So that's what Liberia did. You go on that kind of mission, the same thing Paul was talking, no plan. So you have to make your plan, what you want to get. You make your plan, the president with few people, at least 10 people can go. Key people, you present the paper to the people, and then you discuss it. They will tell, okay, we'll look at it, and then we'll get back. So if there were anything about agriculture, if there were anything about development, about health, and whatever, they will look at it. Then they will now, in return, at a later date, get in touch with your agriculture minister, your health minister, and all these things. But you grab the whole bunch and put in a plane, you carry them. So, you know, apparently what they were doing was, you're on the football field, halftime, and everybody talking to each other. And my man, oh, you the Chinese health minister, okay, okay, you know, we need draw. And then the parliament minister, oh, my man, you the parliament minister, oh, yeah, you know, yeah. That's what they were doing, literally. No here, no there.
Yeah, but Linford, yeah. If you have no plan, you can just be thrown. You know, when fishing, they try to fish it until they can catch one big fish. No plan. So this is why, like me and you down do river fishing to catch a bigger fish because we don't have no plan. This is.
You know, my village is, my town is not a village. My town is situated in St. John River, so I know where to go fishing. You stay here, you try, you get it, man, let me go downstream. Then you start trying, when you catch something, you say, oh yeah, I think something here.
Because no plan the fishing until they get something. Anyway, let's wrap up before.
Yeah, but guys,
once the party come in, we know you all for work now.
Yeah, I think it was a great show, and I want to say thank you for joining. You know that this is the active week time. We are lucky that we are in the night and you are in the day, so we know that you gotta be busy. But it was a great show, Paul and Abba. And Abba, I know you working going. If there's just 1 second of final word.
Into my car, I will stay talk.
Okay. Yeah, give your parting comment there.
Yeah, because we're going now, I got to get ready to watch your Donald Trump and that woman debate tonight. So I need to have at least 1 hour sleep to see if she's going to beat this crazy guy in America. So talk
They
to
put
her.
yeah, they won't put a man there, man. Yes, gentlemen, our viewers in Liberia around the world, our country, Liberia, is in serious mess. We have to be scientifically serious to make the necessary changes in Liberia. Other than that, we all will remain in our places of refuge. But if it is our hope to return in our old ages, to restore sanity to that society we need now, to decide scientifically as symposia what is good for our country, to bear those that we can bear to help us to restore sanity to Liberia. The report by the United States group on the climate of investment in Liberia is real, and we want to take it serious. Those Liberians are home. Democracy is a very powerful tool to use, and nobody should play with it. If you put those in power to the House of Representatives, the Senate, and they are not doing what you put them for, the Constitution demands that those that will play in power, if they are not doing what they're supposed to do, we should remove them immediately before we lose our country as a people. The country is heading for danger. There is no plan, no direction. People are going to beg for money. When something in Liberia is going to be built for $200,000, they will say $20 million. Then they take the rest of the money, put in a pocket, it becomes debt to the country. Those are the kind of deed they want to go sign and bring memorandum of commitment, memorandum of understanding, of which we will have no idea of. So again, from bottom line, we are encouraging you to listen, but not only to listen, but to make contribution to Liberia's needed changes. So with this, I want to say thank you to all our listeners. I want to say thank you to my friends and panelists that will continue to discuss Liberia for the better.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, for me, I want to say thanks to our viewer for being with us. The situation in Liberia from the U.S. Investment Report 2024, it just actually summarized the country called Liberia. We're going nowhere. And with the other arrest agenda that is being hijacked by themselves, no one else hijacked the agenda is them because they have no plan, absolutely no plan. Because they have no plan, they go all over the place trying to fishing. And when you're fishing, you're trying to catch a big fish. So this is where we are. Until they can have a plan where they're going to take the country, we're not going anywhere. So it might be an accidental fish that they may catch, and then they may start something rolling. So we all pray yet and catch that fish. But without any plan, you go nowhere. Even you catch a big fish, if you don't have plan, you go nowhere. Why am I saying this? You have to have, they say if your Christmas will be good, you'll see it from the eve. These people being offered now for over 200 days. That plenty of time to know the direction where the country is going. We're going nowhere. Info.
Okay. Paul, thank you. And thank you to our as well. Thank you to our viewers for sticking with us. Without you, we cannot be here. And without us, you cannot be here because you will not just be looking at the screen of your television or of your computer or your cell phone if nothing is happening. So I want to say thank you for hanging out with us and share the show whenever you come on. Try to follow us so that whenever we come on, we'll be notified, and then you can be a part of us. I want to thank you this evening. My colleagues have said it all. Liberia is all we have, and we are fighting for Liberia. When you see us sit here, it's 11 o'clock, past 11 o'clock from my side in the night. I should be sleeping, but because the love of Liberia, some of us may not be present on the ground. Sometimes I hear the silly people, oh, you're saying that there, on that side there, you're talking. Listen, when we leave from here, today, the women tell us, move from the country here, we're going to our country, one Liberia. Okay? And we are proud that we are Liberians because we can also get tired with the women country and say we're going home. See? So, it's good to have somewhere called home. Some of you in Liberia, you can go visit your friend. At the end of the day, you still have to go home. So Liberia is our home. And this is why we take up the time to talk. And when we're talking, we're not talking against anybody. We're not talking in the interest of anybody. We're talking in the interest of all of us and against our common enemies. But if you don't understand it that way, it's up to you. But one day you'll get to know. And so thank you very much for being with us. This is a Bottom Line Liberia. We'll be here on Friday. But if anything important pops up, or if any of us have the opportunity to get on during the course of the week, we can still come back here and we can do some discussion. So I want to say thank you very much, Toby Wilson. Thank you for being with us, Toby Wilson. Next week, we hope you'll be here again. I hope I got your name correct.
This week, Friday.
Yeah, this week, Friday. If Friday thing keep running to me, and I say next week, well, it will be this week, Friday. So we come on Tuesdays and Fridays. So thanks for listening to us. And this is how we like to leave you home on this show. Have a nice day.